It is POW Week 13. Our theme is recycling this week. So let's take a look at Monday's question. As a project, the 5th grade students at Scott Elementary School collected newspapers to recycle. During the first week, they collected 212 pounds of newspapers. For each of the next 4 weeks, they doubled the previous week's amount of newspapers collected. So what was the total number of pounds that they collected during the 5 weeks? Okay, so I have multiple weeks that I know I need to find a total number for. Total meaning sum. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my workspace with the weeks. So I have week 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now let's go back and let's see if I have any sure thing information. So it looks like, when I look back at the problem, that during the first week they collected 212 pounds. So week 1, I have 212 pounds. It goes on to say for each of the next 4 weeks, they doubled the previous week's amount. So really, I kind of need to know mathematically what it means to double something. And you can double things in 2 ways. You can add the same number twice, or to double something, I can multiply it by 2. So if I know for week 1, I've got 212 pounds. If I were to double that amount, you have a choice here. You can add 212 pounds again to equal that 2, or I can multiply it by 2. It's really kind of up to you. I find multiplying to be more efficient and less room for error for myself. So I would take 212 and double that to equal whatever week 2 was. Alright, well then week 3, that amount is going to be needed again. Because whatever that amount is, guess what? I have to double it. And then I would take that amount and double it for week 4. Take my product and then double it again to figure out what week 5 is. Now, just when you think you've done enough math for all of these different weeks, I'm not done. Because remember, let's go back to the problem. I need a total number. So I'm going to need to take week 1's total, week 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that will give me the number of pounds. So let's move on to Tuesday's problem. Tim's family was collecting aluminum cans to recycle, and they found out that they would get 2 cents for every 3 cans they collected. If they collected this many cans, how much money did they receive? Okay, like most math problems, I have a couple ways I could solve this. I could take that total amount of cans, 2,187, and I could put them in groups of 3. 1 can, 1 can, 1 can, 1 can, 2 cans, 3 cans, all the way until it equals 2,187. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Not wise, not efficient. So let's think of a quicker way to do that. Think about the type of math that you can do to put things into groups. I'm dividing this total into those 3 cans because I need to find out how many groups of those 3 cans I collected. So let's take that total. Let's put them in those groups of 3 cans, and your quotient is going to tell me how many full groups I came up with. Now that's a good math problem for you to figure out, but that won't give me my answer. My answer needs to be in money. So let's go back. What am I going to do with that number of full groups? Well, I know I got 2 cents for every one of those groups. So, once I know my number of groups, what math would I need to do to figure out 2 cents for each of those groups? 2 cents for each of those groups. Well, I could take that amount and I could multiply that by 2 cents. And that should tell me how much money I collected in total or received for all 2,187 cans. Good luck! Here's Wednesday's problem. Bettler Elementary School was recycling their copy paper after the students had completed the worksheets. They found when they filled a barrel with paper, it weighed an average of 463 pounds. If they collected 16 barrels of paper during the year, what was the approximate weight of the paper? Alright, so I see here I've got a word we've seen before. This isn't new to us. And that word is average. So there's 2 steps to finding the average. I know I have to add the numbers and then divide by how many there are. But see, they already found the answer for me. Nice. So there's no numbers to add because they did that for me and they already divided. So what I have here is the answer to the second step. They already told me the average. Sorry, my A is not working out very well. Is 463. Now, how many of those barrels did they put together to come up with that average? They told us. They told us they had 16 barrels. So now what I'm trying to find is that total weight. So what I want you to think about, how many pounds is that going to be? I have this set up as a division problem. Think about using the inverse to try to find that missing dividend amount.